Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into a real head-scratcher of a repair story, a case that stumped even experienced technicians. We've got a laptop that was completely dead, but, and this is the crazy part, all the evidence suggested it should have been working perfectly. It's a mystery that honestly unfolds like a classic detective novel.
So our case kicks off with a dead Asus laptop, and this very cryptic email from its owner. It's a little confusing, right? But this is our very first clue. And get this, the laptop had already been to another repair shop and they couldn't figure it out either. The plot thickens.
And this really is the central question here. I mean, what do you do when a machine should work, but it's just dead? This is one of those scenarios where the standard rulebook just doesn't seem to apply, and that's what sets the stage for a really puzzling investigation.
Okay, let's open up the case file. Our victim is an Asus X1500E laptop. Now, on the surface, it looks like just a standard machine, but deep down, it's hiding a secret that's keeping it from showing any signs of life at all.
So, the initial examination is about as straightforward as it gets. You press the power button, and you get crickets. Absolutely nothing. No lights, no fan spin, zero response. The machine is a total brick, and it's offering no clues about what's going wrong on the inside. The investigation begins where pretty much all electronic repairs do. You gotta follow the voltage trail. The technician starts methodically checking the board's vital signs, basically searching for that first piece of hard evidence that's gonna lead to a breakthrough. The technician follows a pretty standard diagnostic procedure. First up, check the main power rail to see if the board is even getting electricity. Second, look for any shorts. You can think of these like electrical traffic jams that stop the power from flowing where it needs to go. And third, inspect the power management chip, which is kind of like the brain of the whole charging circuit. And here is where the case hits a massive dead end. Because every single test comes back perfectly normal. There are no shorts. The MOSFETs, which act like little electronic gates for the power, they're all fine. The power management chip, it's getting the correct voltage in and sending the correct voltage out. By all accounts, this laptop should be humming along just fine. This is our first major plot twist.
And you can just feel the technician's frustration here. With no obvious faults, no shorts, and all the initial checks passing with flying colors, he is completely and utterly stumped. The mystery just got a whole lot deeper.
Just when it seems like the case has gone totally cold, the investigation takes this mystifying turn. Something happens that seems to just defy all logic.
So, after a quick attempt to force charge the dead battery, the technician plugs the main charger back in, and the laptop just springs to life. It's drawing power, the battery is charging, the screen turns on. It looks like it just fixed itself? No way!
But hang on a second. Is the case really solved this easily? I mean, could the whole problem have just been a really dead battery? Or maybe a loose connection? This miraculous recovery feels less like a solution and more like a red herring. And the technician is, quite rightly, suspicious.
And yep, his suspicion was right on the money. The fix was a total illusion. After some more probing, he discovers the laptop will only charge when he touches a very specific point on the motherboard with his testing tool. The second he removes it, the charging stops. This isn't a fix, it's a bizarre new clue.
Okay, so this strange behavior forces a whole new line of thinking. The technician disconnects the battery to try and isolate the issue, and that's when he finds the hidden symptom that finally points to the real culprit, the smoking gun.
Here it is, the crucial clue. With the battery completely disconnected, the laptop starts drawing 300 milliamps of power the moment it's plugged in. Now, a machine that's turned off should be drawing practically nothing. This is a huge deal. It means something on the board is secretly pulling power when it absolutely shouldn't be. So to find this little power vampire, he brings in a serious forensic tool, a thermal camera. And there it is, clear as day, a single tiny hotspot just glowing on an otherwise cool motherboard. This is the first real tangible lead in the entire case. We've got our suspect. And the culprit is identified. It's this small chip, a power switch. Its only job is to control the power that goes to the screen's backlight. Thing is, this component should be completely inactive when the laptop is off, yet here it is, getting hot and secretly drawing power.
All right, with our suspect identified, it is time to close this case.
The final step is to perform the repair and then explain exactly how this one tiny misbehaving chip managed to cause so much chaos and leave such a confusing trail of evidence.
And you know what? The fix is surprisingly simple. First, the faulty chip gets removed. Then, instead of replacing it, the technician just creates a little solder bridge to permanently complete the circuit. This basically bypasses the faulty switch, which isn't absolutely necessary anyway, and makes sure power can always get to the screen when it's needed.
And this is the beautiful part. This is how every single clue connects back to this one faulty part. That internal short in the chip, that's what was drawing the 300 milliamps and getting hot. This fault was confusing the main power circuit, which is why it wouldn't turn on, and it was responsible for all those other bizarre charging issues. So, you remove it, and every single problem disappears. Just like that.
You know, in the end, the technician just kind of reflects on the whole process. It's a great reminder of that satisfaction you get from solving a really complex puzzle, chasing down clues, navigating the red herrings, and then finally revealing that single, logical reason behind all the chaos.
And that's our explainer. This case is just a fantastic reminder that sometimes the most baffling, unfixable problems have the smallest of solutions, hiding right there in plain sight, if you just know where and how to look.